button and we will start. So welcome everybody to this month's owners meeting. And I want to jump off and start with the code of care. So the grounds guys, we show that we care by putting the needs of our customers first, by always having a positive and helpful attitude, and by treating everyone and everything with respect. By living our code of values, we enjoy life in the process. So welcome. As I've said before, if everybody can share their video, that'd be great. That way we can see everyone's faces. That'd be fantastic. So one thing I always truly enjoy is to get everybody sharing their screens so everybody can see who they are. As more and more jump on, we're probably going to have quite a large list, which is really nice. And that way I can answer as many questions for you guys as I need to. And then we will move on. So everybody can see my screen, right? Everybody can see the agenda. You also were emailed the agenda. So if you guys have any questions from there, please just go ahead and shout out some questions. Okay. All right. So first off, we're going to do the coach's corner. So MSAs, overall, everybody's been fairly decent about this. I want to let you know that we understand that everyone's really busy. This is the busy time of season. So again, if you can help myself and others in the corporate to get your MSAs on time, they are due on the 10th of each month. Realistically, we like you guys to get those in. Please send them in and make sure reports GG and MBLY, and then CC your FBC. And then if you guys have questions or concern, please email Reagan Smith at mbly.com. Anybody have questions about MSAs before we move on?
What is it?
MSA is your monthly sales analysis, which is your royalty report.
Right.
Mark, don't even say it. I know what he's going to do. He almost came off. I knew it. Mike's spurring up, Mark. I got it. I already see where this is going. Hey, Bafana, congratulations with the tickets. He's going to say, what tickets? I hope not.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And let's see, B, let's see. I'll be traveling next week. So for all of you guys and gals out there, all of you owners, if you guys have questions or concerns, please email and text me. Realize that when I'm on a site visit week, I'm very focused on the owners that I'm there. As Susie can let you know, we spend a lot of time directly with the owners, and the focus is just of that. So when I go on site next week, I'll be in Atlanta. So I will be with the Atlanta owners, and I'll be incredibly busy. But please feel free to email me. I'll still be on the computer all night long. That's just how it goes when you're on site. And then, of course, when I get back, if there's other questions to be answered, I'll take care of you guys there as well. Any questions on that? You guys kosher? Okay. Reunion. How many people are signed up for reunion?
I am.
Marcus,
Yes.
where will you be at in Atlanta?
I will be in Atlanta. So I'm seeing everybody around Atlanta. So I'll be with Mark. I'll be with Tim. I'll be with who else am I with?
Joe, Bafana.
Yeah, Joe and Tiffany. Bafana's gonna be there with us.
George.
George, thank you. Where is George?
Probably cutting grass.
He's probably cutting grass. You're right. All right. So for everybody else that's on the call, you guys want to share your video, that'd be great. If you can, that'd be fantastic. Yeah. So I'll be in the Atlanta area. And there he is. There's Joe right there. There's Miss Tiffany. She's filming it. Yeah. So I'll be seeing those guys next week as well. I'll be excited. We'll also have Josh there for one evening of dinner, which is very nice. And then from there, next month I'll be traveling to Jacksonville. So the Jacksonville area will then get my time. All right. So in regards to reunion, if you guys, has everybody signed up? Who hasn't signed up? Okay. All right, Mike, you haven't signed up either? Fired. Wrong. Richard, don't make me come up there.
I thought I had, but I have not.
Oh, you have not? Okay.
I don't think so.
Well,
Let's
just
have
to
to
get,
do it last. I got to talk to Heather, but I'm pretty sure I'll register after this meeting.
okay. Shoot Heather an email. If you guys have any questions or concerns, shoot her an email. She'll be able to let you guys know what's going on. All right. FBC structure, you guys heard it from Josh in the last town hall. We're going to have some restructuring of FBCs. You guys will find out more information by the end of this month. So just be aware, be watching your emails, and we will have a lot of communication moving forward. And with that being said, that's I just want you guys to be well aware, so we then are checking our emails and keeping the communication open. All right. If you guys have questions about the restructuring, you guys can talk to me offline, and we can go from there. But just an FYI, that will be coming about. All right. Seasonal subjects, employees. Anybody have any employee issues? You see how I'm laughing?
I don't have any, Marcus.
Hey, there you go. Lucky guy.
Was that question, does anybody have any employees?
Yeah, that's what yeah.
They seem to be dropping like flies right now.
They are. Absolutely. Indeed. That's a big thing, right? Is employees. So again, this is a season that we have never been in, right? This is brand new. We are learning how to fly blind, as they say. So within the employees, a few things I wanted to talk to you guys is meeting them at the table. It's really difficult, especially if you ask Ben and Stephanie and others that have been in for, the multitude of years of that 5 to 10 year section. It's really hard coming into this season because they're used to everything that's happened prior to COVID, and we have not had these types of issues in the past. Obviously, we've always had issues with employees, but this is a brand new season. And with that new season comes education. We have to educate ourselves. We have to have great understanding, right? And with great understanding, we also need to have fluidity to the season. So as much as I can to talk to you guys as your FBC, trying to meet them at the table. You're going to have to deal with the timeliness and call-offs, which is absolutely fantastic. Understand that people want wisdom to be grown. Money and benefits are nice, but buy-in starts with you as the owners, right? So training each week. And this is the big thing that I've noticed throughout the whole region. In fact, throughout most of the grounds guys owners currently is that we're not fulfilling the training internally each week. We're not going and giving buyout. What we're doing is we're doing a half of a huddle and we're throwing them out, and the quality is being missed right now immensely, and the training is just non-existent. So with that being said, I'm going to push this out to each and every one of you that you need to be able to do training each week, 30 minutes, same day, same time. It creates muscle memory, right? And that's horticulture, plant identity, weed eating, safety, quality control, identifying possible upsells, and this all promotes buy-in. So with that being said, how many of you guys actually do a weekly training? Let's see if there's any hands. I know Mark does.
We do training all the time, but if you don't have any new employees, who's there to train?
That's right. So the idea is that we don't necessarily need to train new employees. It could be continuous training, right? Continuous learning. And we need to evolve our crews.
We do continuous training on a daily basis, just through execution, through questions, through answering questions on the job site, making the crew aware of customer concerns issue. So that is really daily training and making them understand the customer expectations.
Okay. Anybody else have anything for that? Anybody want to rebuttal, Mark? Nobody. All right. Well, that works. Again, Mark, yes, you're absolutely correct. The thing is Mark, you and I had talked with Linda a while back about you guys doing a training through plant identification, right? And that's something that you guys do. You guys said flashcards, also bringing them around the plants. Is that correct?
Well, yes, because we are high-end residential only. So even when I interview individuals, I'm like, okay, if you don't know the plant, you can't identify how to prune it. You can't identify when to prune it, because you have to know when it flowers if it doesn't flower. You got to identify insect disease issues. So key is to know what the plant is called. So, because if you don't know what the plant is, you don't know all the other factors involved into that particular plant during each growing season.
Correct. So within plant identification is safety with equipment or even know-how. There's a lot of people that are coming into the industry with very little know-how, right? And it's going to take the steps of bringing the whole crew out and be able to meet them at the table and teach them how to properly weed eat, how to properly mow. It happens everywhere, right? It's happening all across the board. So again, if we could focus on some muscle memory for training days, 30 minutes, and just always have it, Friday mornings, 30 minutes, same day, same time. And that way you can focus each and every individual training on a new area. That's what I would suggest. All right, huddle. How many of you are actually doing huddle? Hands up if we're doing huddle. Huddle, huddle, huddle. Okay, so I'm gonna throw it out there. Are we ready? Daniel's like, oh no, here we go. Daniel and Corey and Wayne and Susie. I went to their locations this past week. Wayne and Susie, rock stars. Rock stars. Want me to say it again? Rock stars. The idea is, even though it's uncomfortable and it pulls people out of their comfort zones, all of them as a group says Dakota Care, and then all of them communicate together. There isn't any strong language. There isn't any put downs. It's all positivity. So I'm going to give them the gold star for huddles. And when I'm saying huddle is actually fulfilling the full huddle. Uh-oh, is someone going to say something? No. Okay.
No.
So from huddle is HUDDLE, right? What's the H stand for? Anybody? You guys can come off mute and just tell me what the H stands for.
Have
James.
someone recite Dakota Care.
Wow. Yes. Thank you, Chris. Out of all the owners. Come on, guys. All right. So what's the U stand for?
Uniform.
That's right. So within uniform, real quick, what we're doing internally through corporate, we're taking the U and we're changing it to uplift. And it's just something we're doing internally. Again, it brings positivity, and what you will do is you'll uplift somebody directly. So James, I know you have a lot of people out there that you want to uplift on your crew because they're rock stars, and you can call out somebody for doing something fantastic the day before. One thing I want to point out is that when I was in Biloxi and we were going through the huddle, two of their team members on their maintenance crew noticed upsell opportunities and went out and put door hangers on without them even asking. So that right there is an uplift, and you got to be able to. Those are wins. Those are major wins, and we have to be able to go out and let them know that we appreciate them as owners and let them know how valuable we think that is from an employee standpoint. That's awesome. All right, so within D, what's the first D? Ben, what's the first D?
Discussed yesterday.
That's right. So discussed yesterday. Here's the big thing about discussions. Most people want to discuss in front of their whole team issues that happen, correct? And Ben, what do you guys, when you guys talked about discuss yesterday, how does your communication go?
Mainly go over schedules if there's anything that needs to be reported back, anything we didn't hear about the day before. I usually do any of the critiquing or whatever after that. I kind of stick to just the schedules with the discuss yesterday and discuss today.
That's nice. One thing you want to remember is when you're discussing yesterday is if customers have talked to your employees, people out in the field, you want to make sure your employees are letting the customers know to please contact the office for anything, for any kind of questioning, for any upsell opportunities, right? Because we are unknowing at the office location until the actual customer calls. And that can be touched on, discussed yesterday. Another thing I wanted to talk about, discuss yesterday is if you focus on the negative, you're going to bring the whole team down. And that's literally going to ruin their morning. It's going to crush them, and they're not going to want to do any kind of quality for you as an owner whatsoever. Second D, Stephanie, what's the second D stand for?
Discuss today.
That's right. Discuss today. What do you guys discuss today, Stephanie?
Ben just pretty much goes over everything that we have going on today, the crews that are going to be put together, and any good things that came through from customers that sent in any positive reviews. Well, we're lucky that they actually are all positive. Any feedback we get, we discuss that as well that day.
That's right. So when you guys are discussing today, Stephanie, do you guys focus and bring all crews together?
Yeah, so we do, but we are starting to, we have our maintenance lead that I am having pass the torch to kind of do the huddles with maintenance a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually really, really excited. Ben's the one that's been doing all the huddles. Just since COVID, I've not been able to come with having my daughter at home and stuff. So he does all the huddles, but last week or 2 weeks ago, I discussed having one of our maintenance leads do the huddle, just because he's always coming back with feedback. And I think that being that he's the one that works with the crews, that it would work out good that way. And he was actually really excited to do it. So that's kind of what we're trying to do. We also do that with our landscape lead. And then Ben will be a few days a week where he's doing it, but we're trying to have our landscape lead and then our maintenance lead do it. We have, it's a lot of people, so we try to separate it. So maintenance is focused on maintenance when it's maintenance time, and landscape is focused on landscape when it's landscape time.
That's right. Thank you. All right. What about L? Tim Shields. What's the L stand for?
Going to listen for good news.
That's right. Listen and share good news. The big thing is positivity, people. This is what's going to get your crew ready to go, right? So what's some things that are listen and share of everybody on this call? Anybody have any good news in general that I don't know or possibly any other owners don't know? Any good news out there? Corey Ball, he should have got a haircut. That would have been a good news, but he's not listening. Anybody have any good news? Tim, do you have any good news?
Hey, I understand that some celebrities are coming to Atlanta to visit the grounds guys, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Hey, that's
Good
right.
news.
Yeah, next week's going to be good.
The rock stars are rolling into town.
That's right. That's absolutely correct.
Looking forward to the visit.
Absolutely. Anybody else have any good news?
We had a friend visit last week and hadn't been to the casinos and won some money, so we get to be happy for him. Makes me happy. I didn't lose any money and they won money, so it's good.
That's right. That's a good friend.
Boy.
Brandon, you have some good news?
Got my first truck and trailer.
Yes. Hey, that's fantastic news. Everyone's eyes and ears were up for that. That's right. Brandon's getting ready to kick it in, baby. He's ready to hammer down. So that's awesome. Congratulations. All right. So with Listen to Share Good News, that's what we do, right? We just talk about birthdays, anniversaries, kids, anything going on that's new, any upcoming, right? That's where we go. We want everybody to not feel uncomfortable. And the best thing is to have your leads implement the process and the buy-in. And then from there, more and more people will become comfortable with sharing. And then Tristan, what's the E stand for?
Energize and encourage.
That's right. Energize and encourage. Listen, this is not made to, what do you guys do? Real quick, Tristan, what do you guys do for the E?
We really don't put our hands in a circle, if I'm honest, but we just, we do encourage each other and go from there, go to have a good day and get done what needs to get done.
All right. Excellent. Excellent. And like I said, everyone can do it slightly different, but the idea is you don't have to make it so uncomfortable, right? Energize is just putting the hands in and doing grounds guys. Every location I went to last week, all did it, right? Every single one of them, even some that haven't done it for a while and they're coming back and recreating the posture within the huddle with their team. Again, everybody get your hands in and we're going to do grounds guys on 3. 1, 2, 3, grounds guys, right? It's simple, but then it just brings everybody together. It's camaraderie, right? And it's the same thing that the military does. It's the same thing that, different social groups that like universities do. It's camaraderie. It's just bringing everybody together, creating that culture, right? All right. So within the huddle, positivity wins. That's the biggest thing that I have for you guys is that positivity truly does win in the huddle. Do not bring down people individually or crews, right? You can discuss things like, hey, a few things were missed yesterday. Just make sure and get out of the vehicles, do the final quality check, leads, make sure, do the final quality check, however you want to put it out there, but try not to focus directly on one individual or one crew. Just make it as a whole. Okay, make it as an entirety. Anybody have any rebuttal? You guys good? Okay. So time management issues. I know we talked about it last time. I'm going to be working on a checklist. I got some more things from a few other owners. I'm going to kind of combine everything that you guys are doing. And then from there, if you guys have any other type of checklist that you guys are utilizing, go ahead and email it to me. I'm going to essentially put it all together. And then it will be a weekly formatted checklist. So where every single week you can utilize it. You can put it out as a type of a whiteboard and go ahead and utilize the checklist. And that's for owners, an owner's checklist. Once I get that accomplished, I'll go ahead and send it out to a few of you guys to double check, get your input, and then I'll go internally through our internal team. And then we'll go ahead and once we approve it, we'll go ahead and send it out to all owners throughout the whole company. So that's going to be in the works. All right, next quarter seasons, we talked about this last time, fall cleanups, holiday lighting, outdoor lighting, projects, snow. So real quick, holiday lighting, all the training is on Fran Connect, all 3. So if you guys have questions or concerns about any kind of holiday light training, please make your way to Fran Connect as all videos are now there. Any questions about holiday lighting? Also reach out to Tyson and he will take care of you as well. All right. So real quick before we do the fun of the process, I took this from Chris. Chris sent this to me earlier. So thank you, Chris. Training topics, why do it? Chris, you want to kind of talk through it real quick? We'll do the 1, 2, 3, and then we'll go from below that.
Well, gee, completely spontaneous. Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome.
At first I was looking at introducing Go Greeniest to everyone, but then I realized, well, big deal. If it's Go Greeniest, what does that mean? So kind of took a step back and said, well, how does this really impact training overall? And why do you even want to do training with your employees? And a couple of highlights came about, and Mark even said some of them earlier. If you don't train your people to some sort of professionalism and have some sort of experience level, you're never going to get those high-end clients. And that's one of those things that you're really trying to attract in your target market. You also want to make sure that you're promoting safety, because if they don't know how to run the equipment, if they put in 2-cycle fuel in a 4-cycle engine or vice versa, you know, what that's going to do to your equipment. So some of those topics are certainly covered by Go Greenius. And ultimately, all of this is going to impact your bottom line. So you don't want to ignore training because you certainly want your bottom line to go up, not down. So that was the basic gist of it. And then trained employees obviously do those bullet points there. I won't go through them hand in hand. But I think one of the interesting ones there, we talk about the huddle all the time. Well, land, right? How do you get your team going on a daily basis? If they're trained, then they know that they can deploy and assign tasks to specific people that know what the heck they're doing. And then you don't have a team lead worried about, oh, geez, I got to worry about Joe Blow over here because he doesn't know how to run an edger correctly or something like that. So that your team becomes much more effective if everyone has the confidence and the trust in each other that they are trained and ready to go.
Yes, absolutely. So real quick, before we end the meeting, I want to introduce, we have our 2 new FBCs on here, and I should have done this at the very beginning, so that's my fault. So Chris Roderick and Svetlana is also on the call. And so I'm going to ask you guys to introduce yourself real quick. Svetlana, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself first to the team?
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to get to meet all of you today on this call. I'm excited to work in the capacity of coach, but I have done over a decade of being in your shoes, being a business owner, not a franchise, but a business owner nonetheless in the landscaping industry. My background is in landscape architecture. And so I get where you are in your bottom line and your ROI and all the pains of that industry. So I'm excited to be here to support you and to grow the profits and to have fun, you know, while doing the process, because it can be overwhelming so many times. And the thing with the landscaping industry as a whole is that this is a seasonal thing, and you have ups, real high ups, and then it goes down and it plunges real low. I remember often how we needed to forecast how we're going to survive it. We were in Illinois when we ran this business, and when we're covered with snow, there is no planting going on. But I also remember going and trying to thaw the frozen ground so we can slide in some of these last contracts that we have signed in. So we have been there, get the pain. I also understand the growth potential that the industry has. So excited and looking forward to getting to know you personally.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're excited to have you. And then Chris, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yep, Chris Roderick. Some of you have seen me before on this call because I worked in Marcus's region out of Northwest Arkansas as an operations manager. So now I took the corporate plunge and I'm there helping everybody out. And I'm sure I'll be talking with some of you one-on-one outside of here.
Absolutely. All right. So with that being said, we're going to do a little fun in the process. So I'm going to stop sharing. We can all see each other. It's probably a little easier. All right. So with that, we're going to go through and we're going to have the best no call or excuse of why they can't come to work. This should be fun. This should be a lot of fun. So we're going to start with, I'm going to start with James. James, what's the best excuse you've gotten from an employee of while they no-showed or couldn't make it? Fun. We're talking fun, right?
Oh, you don't want serious? Because I got serious.
No. We want fun in the process.
Okay, because I was about to hit you with some stuff.
Yeah, no thanks.
You know where I was going.
Yeah, that's a little sticky. I'd rather I want fun.
Yeah, I got a guy who keeps telling me he's in the bathroom dropping one on the way to work and then shows up 4 hours later. And then he thinks I'm stupid, but I know you're having issues with your girlfriend who doesn't work and who's leeching off you, and that's why you have no money. And then he keeps coming to me for raises. If you got that slump on the couch working, you wouldn't have to worry about a raise. But anyway, that must happen about twice a week where he calls me and he's late because he's on the bowl somewhere. And I know you're in bed or at your house because the phone's not telling me you're in the bathroom. So
Maybe you need to invest a little bit of Pepto-Bismol for him.
I put some X-Lax in his chocolate the other day, and I haven't heard a word since, so I think he's all right. No, I didn't do that.
No.
Yeah.
All right, Mark, anything from you? Come on, you got to have a good one.
You know, actually, I'm very, very grateful that I have a really, really strong crew. And most of my guys are very, very loyal. And if they do call in sick or they call out, there's a legitimate excuse. So really, I count myself as very fortunate.
Nothing fun. Fun killer Mark.
I'm sorry.
Well, if anybody wants to know how he does it, feel free to email him or call him. And again, he'll be able to help. So Mike, how about you? Anything from you?
I've got nothing.
Oh, you don't have anything. Okay. How
Just
about
look in the mirror and say, hey, I don't feel like going to work today.
Yeah, that must be nice. Mike Wernham, how about you?
The last one was sunburn, putting a roof on his house. So he had sunburn, so he couldn't come in. He came in the next day. It must not have been too bad.
Little aloe, baby.
I was sending pictures, and I can't stand it, man.
That's sunburn. That's a good one. I like that. That's probably my favorite so far. All right, Wayne and Susie, do you guys have anything can beat sunburn?
Listen, I have the two best office staff. I mean, they're great. As far as the crew, do we have any crew?
Yes, you do. I saw them.
They're all on the side of the road checking the one guy that had a flat tire or something. I think it took 5 of them on the way to work to help him. And they have issues.
And none of them are mechanically inclined. It's like if you get them to take, here's the bolt, here's the nut, to screw it on. They cross-thread it. No, it's not that bad. Yeah, it's all good, Marcus. You were here. You saw it.
Yes. No, I did. I was just hoping for a good one. Does anybody else have a better one than sunburn?
I've got a good one. Go ahead, Caroline.
They had termites in their clothes.
Termites in their clothes?
Yeah. I don't know what that means, but
maybe chiggers? Does that mean like
maybe
chiggers?
he meant chiggers. I didn't know termites could get in clothes, but he had them. So
chiggers are the real deal, folks. Coming from Idaho and coming down here, watch out. Chiggers are the real deal. So maybe he meant chiggers, termites. Let's stay with termites. That's better.
I know,
Chris.
right?
So I had a guy call in one morning and say, sorry, I just had sex and fell asleep afterwards, so I'll be in here shortly.
What a lucky dude. Okay.
I give him credit for honesty. At a typical male, right? He just fell right asleep right afterwards.
Okay, that's pretty fantastic. Anybody else beat that? Oh, I think that's a really good winner between sunburn, chiggers, and yeah, I'm falling asleep. That's fantastic. Nobody else has anything better than that. I mean, this has been a good year so far with excuses. So,
hey, Marcus.
Yes, Steve.
Steve. So it wasn't a call out, but it was I had to leave early because my wife ran off with the kids and then got pulled over and arrested for having drugs and a weapon in the car.
Oof.
So is that a decent? He didn't call out. He had to leave early for that.
Yeah, I would think so. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, that's exceptional there.
It's amazing though. He bailed her out and he was able to come to work the next day. So
hey, that's a great employee right there.
yeah, he's no longer with me.
Oh.
Yeah. He left.
Well,
He's in Florida now.
He was a great employee.
What was his name? I need to keep my eye out for him.
Yeah, Boyd. Stay away from Boyd.
You know,
I think I had an applicant for Boyd.
Steve, you know what you could do, right? You could send them off to your next door neighbor. Just saying, that'd be kind of funny.
Yeah, I'm guessing he'd really appreciate that.
Yeah, he would.
Technically, he was hired by my neighbor, but he came to work for me because I had more work.
Oh, see?
So the neighbor dodged a bullet.
That's funny. Score for you. All right, anybody else?
All right, I got one. It's an excuse that I'm sure most of us have heard. Employee got pulled over coming to work and got arrested for driving without a license and spent a year in jail. So I'm sure everybody's heard that. That's not the funny part. Funny part is he was a good worker, and I kept in touch with him, and I told him, hey, when you get out, I'll give you a job back. So a year later, just recently, he got out, and I hired him back, and I said, okay, show up on Monday. And I come pulling in the parking lot, and there he is standing there, and I expect to see him, wearing, whatever. He's got his boots and his grounds guys t-shirt and everything. He's got the grounds guys buff, the whole deal. And I'm like, what the heck, man? What's the deal? He goes, this is the clothes I got arrested in. So that's what they gave him when he got out of jail.
That's outstanding. Goes in, goes out.
Good branding.
Yeah.
Great branding.
Somewhere there's an arrest photo with grounds guys on it.
That's awesome. Hey, that's all right. There's no publicity is bad publicity, right? So that's it. That's all I have for you guys. Does anybody else have anything they want to talk about with the team? Any questions or concerns with different projects or maintenance issues? Anything?
I want to back up a second and the next time you have questions, I want to know the best and worst applicants as far as written applications. That's for future.
A little fun in the process that way. I like
And in
it.
the process.
Listen, you gotta have as much positivity in your life, and you gotta smile. And I know that we're going through really hard times, right? And all of you guys are working really very diligently on trying to keep your cool, trying to understand what's going on with the season and all the changes that we're having with the employees. So I understand that. So again, I commend all of you, and I'm excited to see us continue being successful, because this region is very, very successful. Please, if you haven't signed up for Reunion, please take care of that now. Email Heather as soon as we get off. Write that down, write a note down. That way we can see everybody at Reunion. If you're unsure, please email Heather. Okay? Any other questions or concerns about that? Shoot me an email as well. Yep, it's imperative. All right. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful week. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Marcus.
Thanks,
Bye, guys.